What if I told you, you don't need months, you don't need years. In fact, you don't even need a week to start speaking a new language? Sounds like a scam, right? Like one of those one weird trick ads? But here's the strange part. It's real. In the next few minutes, I'm going to expose a language learning approach that breaks almost every rule you were taught in school. And I'll show you exactly how I learned to speak a brand new language in just 24 hours. Not fluently, but enough to actually hold real conversations, impress locals, and most importantly, think in that language. And no, I'm not a genius. I don't have a photographic memory. I didn't grow up speaking 5 languages. In fact, I used to struggle to remember a single French sentence after years of classes. Sound familiar? So, what changed? Here's what most people don't understand. Language isn't about memorizing thousands of words. It's not about perfect grammar or accent. It's not even about learning. It's about activation. You already have the brain power. You just don't have the system. And once I cracked that system, everything changed. Here's a harsh truth. Most language apps and schools are designed to keep you busy, not fluent. They keep you studying instead of speaking. Why? Because confused learners pay longer. It's a business model based on your failure. But if you flip the script and focus only on what actually matters for communication, you can hack your brain into speaking mode within hours. So let me ask you this. If a child can start speaking in sentences by age 2 without a single textbook, why can't you? Because school taught you to analyze language, not absorb it. And trust me, there's a massive difference between knowing the rules of a language and feeling the rhythm of a conversation. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 24-hour blueprint I use every time I travel to a new country. This is the method I've used to speak Spanish in Mexico, Japanese in Tokyo, and even pick up survival-level Russian on a flight to Moscow. I'll show you how I skip grammar drills, avoid vocabulary overload, and instead laser focus on just 3 core elements: survival phrases, pattern recognition, and brain priming. And by the end of this video, if you follow along, you'll not only understand how to start speaking any language within 24 hours, you'll be able to prove it to yourself. But be warned, this video isn't for people who want to study forever. It's for action takers, people who want to speak. So, if you're ready to rewire how your brain approaches language and break free from the slow, boring textbook trap, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Step 1. Redefine. What learning a language means. Here's the first secret. Most people fail to learn languages because they try to learn the language. That's way too broad. Imagine saying, I want to learn everything about the ocean. Impossible, right? Instead, I say, I want to learn how to swim in it. I don't care about the chemistry of salt water. I want to survive, float, and enjoy. Same with language. I don't try to learn Spanish. I ask, what do I actually need to survive in Spanish for 24 hours? It changes the game. Because now I'm not learning a subject. I'm preparing for a mission. Step 2. Language is a tool, not a subject. Language is not something you study. It's something you use. Nobody says, I study how to use a fork. You just use it until it becomes second nature. But schools turned language into an academic subject. That's the scam. They made it about grades, grammar, and theory. When in reality, all you need is a few key words, a couple sentence patterns, and the courage to sound dumb in front of a stranger. That's how babies learn. That's how I learn. Step 3. 80-20. Vocabulary hack. Learn 100 words, not 1,000. I never learn 1,000 words. I learn just 100, because here's a fact. Over 80% of daily conversations in any language use the same 100 to 200 words. Why memorize zebra when you don't even know how to say, I want to eat? So here's what I do. 1. I search. Top 100 common words in language. 2. I separate them into 4 categories. Survival verbs: want, go, eat, need, stop, come. Pronouns: I, you, we, they. Connectors: and, but, because, now, here. Everyday nouns: water, food, hotel, toilet, money, phone. Once I learn these 100, I can build sentences naturally, without even needing grammar rules. Step 4. Sentence pattern mapping. The second key to rapid learning is understanding sentence patterns, not grammar rules. For example, in English, I want coffee. I want water. I want to go. Same pattern. I want, noun, verb. In Spanish, it becomes quiero, algo. I listen to 10 to 15 sentences that follow the same structure. I map them. I notice what changes and what stays the same. Suddenly, I can swap out words and build 100+ new sentences with zero effort. This is called chunking, and it's how you turn short-term memory into natural fluency. Step 5. Visual phrase anchoring. Now this is where psychology kicks in. I don't memorize translations. I use visual anchors. Let me explain. When I learn the phrase, ¿Dónde está el baño? Where is the bathroom? I don't repeat it blindly. I picture myself in a restaurant, panicking, needing to pee, asking a stranger. I associate the sentence with emotion, location, and urgency. Why? Because your brain doesn't remember words. It remembers scenes, emotions, stories. When I anchor each phrase with a real scenario, my recall speed multiplies. Try this. Imagine you're late, lost in Paris, and your phone died. You walk up to someone and say in broken French, "Excusez-moi, où est la gare?" You'll never forget that phrase again, because your body learned it, not just your brain. Step 6. Loop listening with spaced repetition. This part is powerful. I take all my key phrases and I record them, either from a native speaker, Google Translate, or a phrasebook. I loop them in my earbuds. I listen while I cook, while I walk, even as I sleep. I use spaced repetition, a neuroscience-backed technique that says, if you hear something again just before you forget it, you remember it forever. That's how soldiers memorize codes. That's how actors remember scripts. That's how you master language passively. In just a few hours, the phrases start living in your head rent-free. Step 7. Speak broken, speak fast. Here's the boldest part of the method. I speak within the first 4 hours, out loud, to someone. Messy, broken, wrong, but real. I find someone online, on Tandem, Hello Talk, or even a local cab driver, and I say something like, "Hello, me want hotel. Where?" I go. It's terrible, it's embarrassing, and it's the moment I start learning for real. Because now I'm under pressure. My brain activates, my body is involved. I'm no longer just studying, I'm communicating. And when I mess up and get corrected, I never forget that correction. Step 8. Use the copy-paste personality trick. This is weird, but insanely effective. I find a celebrity or character who speaks the language I'm learning. Someone with a strong, clear voice. It could be a movie character, an influencer, or even a cartoon. I imitate them. Their tone, their rhythm, their energy. Why? Because when you copy personality, you learn intonation, not just vocabulary. You sound more natural, you feel more connected, and you stop translating in your head. That's how actors learn accents, and it works for languages too. Step 9. Learn with purpose, not perfection. Perfection kills progress. You don't need to say every word correctly. You just need to be understood. Think about it. When a tourist says in broken English, "You help me now?" You get the point. You don't care about grammar. You care about communication. That's your goal. Every new phrase you learn is a tool, and every conversation is a test. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for fluency. Just pick the top 100 words, build 10 core phrases, create a 5-minute loop, and start talking. By hour 24, you'll be surprised at what your brain is capable of. You don't need a course, you don't need an app, you just need 24 hours and the guts to sound wrong. Because fluency isn't the goal, connection is. Start with 10 words, say them out loud, then keep going.